All right, bro. Well, off season, you're already going to number. You're trying to go back to back. People are
Yes, sir. Year three. It's year three for us.
moving trades. We got a new person that's in the room or that's in in the league. But yeah, I guess what's top of mind? What's
Yeah, I
top
mean
of
a
mind
lot.
for you right now?
Yeah, a lot of things are happening in our league. Got a new member who hopefully a little bit more active than I think Knox is who he replaced. I don't think Knox was active at all. So it's kind of cool just to get someone who's like gonna put like a little bit more effort. So I'm excited about that. So we just finished up year two, try to go back to back. But I do think it's kind of funny that, we opened up the trades directly after. So it's kind of like year two is like it's done, nothing, and it's like we're already starting, and you see trades
Yeah, you're
already be
already out. We're already on year three.
yeah, and you see trades already made, and like for me, I do like making trades in the off season, but I did make a trade, and we'll get in, a little bit into that. But I'm not going to be making like really any more big moves just because of like, we don't even know where players are moving. Playoffs are still going on, so I will take like a little bit time to just kind of like get off of Dynasty a little bit because it is kind of like irresponsible to be making trades like right now. But I mean, if deals can get done and I like it, then I'll do it. But you know how it is. We've been moving quickly, bro. It's kind of funny in our league.
Yeah, nah, I think irresponsible is a good word because I think the moment Bake opened up the trade window, we probably had like four different trades go through. Uh,
Yeah. Pull them up
with
so we can see
yeah,
them.
I'll pull them up.
I think I think we got the new member and he made a trade with like in an hour with C Brooks and then
Yeah, so let's touch on that one. So you put so literally, let's see, Bake. This is 3 days ago.
new
Trade
member.
opens back up. First trade
Yeah.
that goes through was this. Can you see this?
Yeah, I could see it. Or
So
just go ahead. Yeah, I
Seabrooks
can see it.
got Derrick Henry, Dallas Goddard, and he sent Jalen Waddle, Jake Ferguson, Kenneth Walker, and a third round pick, a mid third. And Newman, that's the new guy that joined. Yeah, that's what he got. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
okay, so let's look at this. What are your thoughts on this?
can you hear me? Or did we freeze up a little bit?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I get why C Brooks did it. I think Derrick Henry, he's been going crazy. So I could see why he did it. For me personally, I do think Derrick Henry has like he's still a good back, right? But I don't know about the Ravens, bro. Like I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I think it's worth the gamble. I don't think he paid like the craziest price for it. He gave away a third round pick, which is whatever. He kind of got a good upgrade at tight end, and then Kenneth Walker and Jaden Waddle for Derrick Henry. I mean, it's cool. I'm not like it doesn't move the needle for me. I do know that I don't even know how to say the new guy's name, but his team is really bad, bro. So for him to acquire some pieces, I think is the best move. But I see why C Brooks did it. I'm just, man, I don't want anything with the Ravens right now because I don't even think the Ravens know what they're going to be doing next year.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot in the air, even with the coaching, like the whole staff. Is Lamar is a question? He's a question mark too, huh?
Yeah, he might come back, but I've been hearing that like the Ravens are thinking about blowing it up. But I know C Brooks, like he's very similar to like my mindset, where like he wants good players, and Derrick Henry is still good. C Brooks's team is good enough to compete. It's not like a crazy move for me. I'm not like I can see why he did it, because Kenneth Walker, Jaden Waddle with like no Tua, so it's just a bunch of question marks being moved for question marks. Um, so it's a good gamble, I guess. I like don't want any shares of Derrick Henry, but it's not horrible. What are your thoughts on it? You like Derrick Henry?
Yeah, like I was looking at it. I think Derrick Henry is, he's obviously the centerpiece of this whole trade. Um, I still like him
Yeah, definitely.
going into next year, especially over Kenneth Walker. But I kind of feel like Dallas Goddard and Jake Ferguson are kind of a lateral move, to be honest. I don't think Dallas Goddard is like that much
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah,
And then you're like the way I look at this trade is I see Derrick Henry, like Seabrooks gave up Jalen Waddle, Kenneth Walker, and a third for Derrick Henry. That's kind of really where I see uh
yeah. Like if I'm the new
because I
guy,
kind of like Jake Ferguson with Dak thrown to him more than Dallas Goddard, to
it's
be
like the
honest.
same. It's like a push. They're not.
Yeah.
They're the same. I feel like when I think about the new guy's team, his team's very young, so I think like Derrick Henry is a perfect piece to move off of, but he didn't get anybody like too exciting. for me. Like if I were trying to move off like Derrick Henry to like a contending team, I think you want to get like a little bit younger. You want to maybe get an asset that's like exciting. Maybe he's excited about Jaden Waddle and Kenneth Walker. I don't know. But when I initially saw it, I thought like good trade for both sides.
Yeah, I mean Kenneth Walker or Jalen Waddle, they are younger. They're probably like entering their prime right now. Maybe I think they're like third or fourth year receivers. I think Jalen Waddle's obviously he's really good. It's just that question mark with quarterback.
Yeah, it's Quinn Ewers the answer. So um we'll see how that trade pans out.
I think it's good for the Shiva though because he kind of gets a little bit more. I think he looking at his roster, it just looks like he needs more players, bro. There's like a
Yeah,
lot
so
of
he's
unstartable players on his team. I feel like, and that's the tough thing about Dynasty. He walks in taking over literally the worst team in the league, and he has to rebuild it all. And it's gonna be interesting to see how he goes about it because I think he's gonna have to definitely trade his way and draft his way to get back to even to even make the playoffs. I think it's gonna be tough because that team's a pretty depleted
yeah.
team.
Yeah, I mean, like, I took a last place team and won it all, but I think I had like a little bit more like cornerstones. It's kind of he's in a worse situation. I mean, he did have Christian McCaffrey that got like dealt from that team before that guy actually left. Like that would have been a cool kind of piece for him, but we'll see. I'm excited. I'm like curious to see how he does it. I do know like he's put like crazy like bench players on the trade block that like I don't think anybody's interested in.
Yeah.
And so, you gotta move good players to get good players. So like, I mean, he sent me a trade offer that I won't even like discuss. That's like nowhere near something I would even consider, you know?
Mhm.
So I can see that being like a tricky situation when you first start Dynasty. I don't know. They seems like he's been playing fantasy for a while as like Bacon C. Brooks. So curious to see how like moves pan out. But what other trades happen?
So then we got actually I want to ask you about Devontae in a second, but let's go back to these other trades. So we got you next trade was you and Jack Boys. So you sent off Chase Brown, Scary Terry, and you got James Cook back. Um,
Yeah, I'm excited about that trade.
yeah, I mean, honestly, so I'll give you my initial response. So I see it. I definitely think James Cook is the better back, but I feel like you definitely gave up a little more.
Mhm. I can see that.
Just from my initial reaction. When you look at the points and peel back the layers, it's not really like that. But I mean, you did. You gave up more points for less points, essentially, when you just
Yeah.
add the two players together. Because I think Chase Brown is not too far behind James Cook, but I definitely think James Cook is above him. So I guess what was the negotiation between you and Jack Boys like? Did it happen
Well,
pretty quickly, or did you guys have to go back and forth? And what was your thoughts with that,
no,
with this trade offer?
honestly, this type of trade is the type of trade that I think you saw me doing a lot in the off season. Like, I like the trade for Jack Boys. Honestly, like trading James Cook and being able to replace that position. Like, I'm a big like Um, that's like one of the big things for me is if I'm gonna trade a running back, I want a running back. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna trade a receiver, unless you have like a lot of that position, like a lot of people will trade a wide receiver for a running back and then they never fill that hole. So like for Jack Boys, he gets Chase Brown, so he fills in that running back position, and then he gets Terry McLaurin. So here's like my reasoning for doing this trade is playing Jack Boys in a final. Um, I was, like, nervous for James Cook, Puka Nacua, and Jalen Hurts because 'cause I'm a big James Cook fan. I like the Buffalo Bills a lot, and I think James Cook he's one of the best backs, bro, in the league to me, and, the Bills had really tough matchups. That's why I was, like, very confident that I could beat Jack Boys in the finals, but they had, really hard matchups playing the Eagles, so James Cook's value was down, because of what he was doing, but prior to that, he was going off. And then with Chase Brown, he kind of had some easier matchups in the running game, and his value skyrocketed, right? Because if you think about a couple weeks ago, C. Brooks, I think Bay came on the podcast and was talking about like Chase Brown being like not so hot. That's somebody I have to sit. So to me, it's like the perfect time to trade him because I think his value's high. And there's no way you're trading Chase Brown 2 weeks ago for James Cook. Like, I'm not doing that. I know Jack Boy's not doing that. And as far as adding Terry McLaurin, I knew that Jack Boys, like, needed a
So you're
receiver.
saying that a few weeks ago, you wouldn't have traded Chase Brown for James Cook?
No, I'm saying a couple weeks ago, there's no way you can trade Chase Brown for James
Because
Cook.
okay.
There's no
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I mean, if he was gonna do that 2 weeks ago before he popped off for those 2 30-point games, I don't think nobody's trading James Cook straight up for Chase Brown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even now, I don't think nobody does it. So, anyways, going back to what I did is like Terry McLaurin, I added him to the deal because I knew that Jack Boyce kinda needs a receiver because he's starting like Keenan Allen. He just kinda has a little bit of holes in his roster. And so I sent the trade and it just got accepted. And I knew it was gonna get accepted. I was gonna send him, honestly, Jack Boys, if you're listening, I was gonna send him like Chase Brown and like a Kayshawn Booty or like a Shakir. And but I was like, you know what? Like that's being too cute. I'm gonna get the deal done. I know it's something he's probably gonna accept. And sure enough, he accepted it. I like it because I'm really wide receiver heavy. Like I have Garrett Wilson that is on my bench. I have Shakir. I have Michael Pittman. I have DJ Moore. I'm not even playing those guys, so I could afford to tear off of like a receiver to go get a player that I want and get a positional upgrade. And I think James Cook is a positional upgrade over Chase Brown. And I think we'll see this week Chase Brown playing Cleveland. I think Chase Brown kind of like plays how he would be playing. I think he has. I mean, if he has a 20-point game, kudos, but I think his value is as high as it's going to be. So I'm excited to have James Cook next to Saquon and Bucky Irving for next year, bro. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. So I'm pulling it up right here. I don't know if you could see this. So James Cook, he had 284 points, total points so far this year, 307 rush attempts. So he's had over 100 rush attempts between the past, over 24 in this past season.
Mhm.
Didn't have as much touchdowns, but obviously, he's got a lot more yards because a lot more attempts, and he led to a lot more production. And you look at Chase Brown, and Chase Brown, his year over year between last year and this year, they kind of look pretty similar. Like he's 3 points ahead so
Yeah,
far than he was last year.
I like Chase Brown. I like him a lot. I like James Cook a lot more. Like if you were thinking about a redraft, James Cook goes in the first round, maybe second, but he's a first rounder. To me, Chase Brown, you take somewhere like in the bottom of the second, third round. So just right there, you're getting a little like upgrade. I actually think James Cook is like a massive upgrade at the running back position. I do like Chase Brown a lot, uh, but it's all dependent too on like does Joe Burrow come back? There's a lot of uncertainty because you saw without Joe Burrow how that offense was moving, how Chase Brown was performing when Joe Burrow, and that's what I kept telling you guys. I was like, bro, when Joe Burrow gets back, Chase Brown is gonna snap, and it happened, because no one's
Yeah, well,
they're gonna
it
low.
it changes everything for him because he's a good receiver out the backfield too.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
that's a
do
big
like
part of his game.
they do use like Samaje P-Raw a lot, like on third down and passing. And so Jack Boyce has him too. So like, bro, when I make a trade, I know what like somebody has, what they like. Like I just wanted to get it done and not mess around. I think he wins. I think um I win because I got the better back. And I'm just like, I needed to move off like that depth that was kind of hurting me going into the playoffs where I was like kind of confused on who to start in that flex position. So like I'm not playing Terry McLaurin often. I'm going to be playing Garrett Wilson. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's where I did it. So I'm excited. I think it's a win-win, but we'll see. And
Yeah,
honestly,
I like that move. It's a good move. It's a really good move.
and like I'm excited to take James Cook off of Jack Boy's roster, bro, because James Cook, Puka Nakua, like man, that he was going off with them the whole season. So just to kind of remove him from that roster, I feel like I got like maybe he gets worse, but I do like the trade for him too, and that's why I sent it. I wasn't trying to be like cute with it. I fuck with Jack Boys. He has a good team. So um, it's a
Yeah, I mean,
win-win.
I don't know if you watched I think was it this year or the beginning of I think it was the beginning of 2025, the Bills, they did, Hard Knocks,
Hmm.
and, it's really cool because watching that, I mean, James Cook is clearly the running back one because what's his name? A couple of the other backups,
Yeah, they have
he
Ty
was hurt
Johnson.
to training camp, and they were like, "Nah, this is, like, definitely James Cook." So the whole team is raving how raw he is. You know what I
He's so
mean?
good, bro. James Cook is nasty, and honestly, like, I'm a low key Bills fan. I watch him, and I want him to do good. So, like, having him on my team, kind of, I don't care about having players that I like on the team, but if I'm gonna watch the Bills and like support James Cook, like, I'm excited he's on my team because I'm watching the game this week, and I want him to do bad, because I don't want him to beat me in the championship. So, I'm excited to have a player that like I fuck with, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
So, that was a good
Yeah, no, it's a
trade.
good trade. I followed it up with a little trade, nothing crazy, nothing blockbuster, but
Hmm.
I sent Jaden Higgins to Shea for James Conner, and then we'll go into what Shea did right after. But My
And what are your
thought
thoughts on
process
that?
here was just like, kind of trying to get off Jaden Higgins with a little bit of a high. He ended or last week he had like 17 points. He looks good. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people in Dynasty they get giddy around the potential upside.
Mhm.
It's kind of like it's like perceived value is like what I like to call it. It's not like real value that's been proven. It's just the perception of like what can be. And I feel like Jaden Higgins has a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And with James Conner, I watched Arizona a lot this year, bro.
Yeah.
And my thought process, yeah, because I had Jacoby and Kyler,
Mhm.
before that, so I'll watch those games, and then they show a lot of those games on the West, um, and
Yeah.
so the thing that I noticed because like James Conner went down week 3, and Trey Benson,
Yeah, he's
was
not
it
it. Trey
Bam Knight
Benson.
and McCardo, none of them like looked like
Yeah, they're gonna
they're
take
gonna.
over that backfield.
Nah, bro. None of them like you can like with Joe Mixon, right? So like Woody Marks, it's like okay,
Yeah,
Woody Marks
Woody.
might be the running back one next year. It looked like he really
Mhm.
stepped up. They didn't have that with Arizona, so my thought was just like if I can get James Conner on the low,
Mhm.
and I was doing a little research. He has one more year of his contract with Arizona. I think he'll come back, and so I was thinking it'd be great because I can use another. I need running back.
And you
That's
need
my
a running back.
yeah.
Yeah, you have no running back. I think with Jaden Higgins, um, yeah, like what you said, it's like perceived value. He's doing good right now, but they're gonna get Tank Dell back. Nico Collins is the obvious wide receiver one. Um,
They got Xavier Hutchinson and, his
yeah,
other Iowa State teammate. I always forget that
they
dude's name.
they got Dalton Schultz, they got Jalen Noel, and I'll tell you something
Yeah,
about
Noel.
Jaden. I'll tell you something about Jaden Higgins. Last week when Nico Collins, because I got Nico Collins, they used Nico versus the Chargers as a decoy.
Yeah, they did.
Right? And the Chargers, they covered Nico Collins. They didn't want Nico Collins to beat them. So Jaden Higgins and Noel, um, they ate because of that, right? So his value was gonna go up. I think he's okay. Like I'm not like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be wide receiver 2 on that team and he's gonna go crazy. But he's really good. And I think that's what Shay and Jimmy might be thinking about Jaden Higgins, which whatever, take a risk on it because they're giving up James Conner, which isn't crazy. But I like James Conner a lot. I think he's a good older back to plug in. I mean, obviously, you didn't give up any draft picks. You didn't give up anything like super crazy, but I bet you like 8 out of 10 people in Dynasty would probably trade James Conner for Jaden Higgins. But I'm not that in love with Jaden Higgins because I know the situation of why he's producing and why he had such a big game versus the Chargers. Because didn't he catch a bomb versus the Chargers?
Yeah, he had like 17 points. He had a touchdown. He had
Hmm.
um, a few big plays,
But James,
and he's
but
had some
James Conner.
decent weeks. He's had some decent weeks for sure.
Oh he's a good wide receiver. But like I'm not the biggest like CJ Stroud fan. I do know that he likes Nico a lot. Um, so he's like a wide receiver 3 on that team, wide receiver 2. So I get the risk of taking it. James Conner's older, coming off an injury. I personally rather have James Conner for like my roster, and I like James Conner a little bit more. But I can kind of get like why they're excited for Higgins and for Shea. He's his team's a little bit younger, so that's a good move for him. And I like it for you a lot because you don't have any running backs. So might as well take the risk.
Yeah, and the other thing too was, when I thought about my running backs, part of my reasoning as well is you said in the beginning, like, I don't wanna make too big of crazy moves right now because I think it is a little irresponsible. There's so much between this week and the off season and so much that can happen. You mentioned Joe, which Joe is obviously one of my cornerstones.
To trade as
Yeah, to
well
trade, and
and just to
I'm
keep.
down to make some of the bigger trades, but the thing is I just wanna let things settle down a little more, and for me to shop another so I need a running back, and in order for me to go get a James Cook or even, like, a Chase Brown, like,
Yeah.
those tier running backs, bro, pe everyone in our league is trying to get me to overpay,
Yeah, it doesn't
so
make
my
sense
thought
at
was
this point.
like, "Let me just try to find some value," and that's why I made that trade, and then I also have, I have players like Jaden Higgins, bro. I got Ricky Pearsall. I got Trey
Yeah.
Harris. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
Ricky Pearsall more than Jaden Higgins, even though he's kinda having, like, not as loud of a year, but I'd rather have Ricky Pearsall. But Jaden Higgins, again, like yeah, like you said, that's the thing when in Dynasty a lot too is, like, I think I was telling you, it's like perceived value versus like actual value and variance. Like I think Jaden Higgins is like a very like high variance player. Like you don't know what he's going to be, but I mean Jimmy can afford because Jimmy actually landed up getting him, so it's kind of cool for Jimmy to have him on the roster, see what he turns into. But I like
Yeah,
that
so
trade
Jay took the trade and he flipped it.
right away.
Shay texted me, "Watch this." Sent it right to this, and I actually spoke with Tay and Jimmy on the phone, like, shortly after that just by
Uh-huh.
chance.
Yeah.
What did you think about this trade for their teams?
Honestly, I like CD Lamb over all the players involved in that trade, even over like a Judkins and the pick. I think CD Lamb's the best player in that deal, right?
Obviously.
And I think for like does Jimmy need a running back? Like I don't know his running back room.
He
I think he
says
had
that he does need running backs. Let me
yeah,
pull
he
up his
does
team.
because he has Josh Jacobs and then he has like Swift and
He has Jacobs
Ramondre.
and Swift.
Yeah, he had Jacob Swift and Ramondre Stevenson, so he doesn't really have, like, the strongest number 2, and I like Judkins, like, Judkins is good. Again, like, he's taking more of the risk because you don't know what that draft pick's gonna be, but it's not horrible, but I think, like, Jimmy's team is a little bit more, like, in a win now mode, and I think that hurts some short term, but we'll see, like, how Judkins comes back. I think he'll be back early in the season. He gets a draft pick. He gets a little bit younger. I don't know
Well,
why he
here's
ain't.
I'm showing you Jimmy's team, his starting lineup
Oh, let me
as of
see.
right
Let me
now.
see if I can see. I think Jimmy does need a running back, so that's a good trade for Jimmy.
Because now he got Quinton right here as a
Yeah,
flex.
and then he got Jaden Higgins at he originally drafted him. I know that Jimmy likes him, so it's a cool trade. Like I I think it's acceptable for both teams. I know Shea gets CeeDee Lamb kind of having like a down year, I would guess, because George Pickens snapped, but I think that's a perfect like go get.
Yeah, Jimmy's
I
team
think
looks pretty like, he has a playoff team, I think, for sure. I
Jimmy
mean,
definitely has
obviously.
yeah, he
Yeah.
does have a
His
playoff team.
running backs aren't bad. Like, you can play he can compete with these running backs.
I mean, to be honest, like, I was talking to Jimmy about getting CeeDee Lamb, and he wanted, Garrett Wilson and Bucky Irving, and I think that would have been a way better deal for him. You get Bucky Irving, that's a little bit, like, more proven. I guess it's depends on who you like more, Judkins or Bucky. I like Bucky. I think Tampa Bay's line is, like, awful right now, and he's coming back from injury, but I think Bucky's gonna be so good, and I know he's gonna be good. Like, he's gonna be good. I think he'll probably have a big game. I think he's having a big game right now as we speak. He's coming back from injury, a little banged up, so, like, I kinda like that move a little bit more for him because he's tearing down and getting Garrett Wilson, even though he has no quarterback, and then he's getting Bucky Irving that's a little bit more proven, but I wasn't gonna accept that deal, but I do like this for Jimmy, I like it for Shea. They're moving in the right directions, and they got a different plan for their team. I guess, like, initially, I look at it and I think, like, maybe Shea to me, I think Shea got the better player. He's getting Tyler Algier, who's a free agent this year, and I think he's a good running back, bro. I think he's a
He
pretty
is a
good
good
back.
running back. I think he
So,
could start probably somewhere else, honestly. I think he's really good.
yes, I like it for Shea. I like it for Jimmy.
He's still young.
They know their teams better than we do and what they wanna do.
I mean, Shea gotta figure out that quarterback position, though.
Yeah, I do like, I think CJ Stroud is good enough. I don't like JJ McCarthy, and I don't like Tua at
He
all.
got 2 quarterbacks that might not even be the starter next year type.
And JJ McCarthy and Tua?
Yeah, because I got a press release this morning. They said JJ not guaranteed to start next year.
I mean I think I told you early on, like, week 2, I was like, "Dude, I wanna get rid of Addison. I don't want no wide receivers from that room because
Okay,
I'm
so
like."
you don't want none. So let me ask you about this because I was thinking about this. Would you go after do you think right now is a good time to go after Jay Jettas because of that? His his value so low, but then you even have confidence if you had him.
Because Jettas will still get his, like, floor, and you're never gonna be able to get Jettas for this low again, and
Yeah, bro. That's
it's
what
true, bro,
I've been
like,
thinking about that a lot.
JJ McCarthy's not him right now. I mean, could he get better? Maybe, but you're not gonna get Jettas for any lower than Jettas would go, but I think for, like, Ralph, he probably doesn't trade him because you can't get a lot back as I'd rather just hold on to Jettas, honestly.
Okay, so for yeah, I know it's like 28th, 94, 28th wide receiver, and
I mean, I would be asking him, bro. Like, I would be saying, "Hey, like, can I throw you J-Mo and Ricky Pearsall? Can I throw you Roma Dunze and I don't know." But your team, like, you kinda can't be making those 2-for-1 deals. because I think you need to build a little bit more. But I mean, you might as well. Jay Jettis is a perfect player. I like targeting those type of players that are like bargains right now at the moment
Like on
instead
the
of like,
low.
oh, yeah, instead of overpaying because Jettis is going to be nice, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if they trade him too to a team, because if he just complains his way out of there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna text Ralph right now actually and see what's good.
I could see like a lot of people asking him. I could see him like if I'm everybody in the league, I'm trying to go get Jettis or just at least asking, right? So damn, he's texting live on the pod right now. We might get a trade done live on the pod.
Trying to get something done right now.
Yeah. Because honestly, that's a good cornerstone player to have. Shit, you better get the deal done because I'll offer him something. I would like to on my roster, bro. I would really like to try to maybe get another quarterback, maybe try to get a tight end
Bro, let me get Brock Purdy and Jay Jettis for Joe Burrow. He probably ain't gonna do that, but that'd
for
be
Joe.
crazy.
No way. There's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't do that.
But I would do it for Brock Purdy, Jay Jettis, for Joe Burrow, and maybe like Rome if I was him, Ricky Pearsall. Because again, like Brock
Ricky
Purdy's doing
Pearsall.
good, bro. Like that's a hot player to get, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a good trade. I like it. Hopefully it gets done. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So yeah, the trades were open. I think C Brooks made another trade. Maybe am I
Nah,
mistaken?
that's it. So that's where we're at. Those are the trades that have happened so far.
Yeah. I kinda like, Christian McCaffrey. I was interested in getting Christian McCaffrey, but now that I got James Cook, not interested in McCaffrey. I think Bake is expecting, like, the same type of, like, Saquon deal that he got from me, um, for McCaffrey, but I don't think nobody's gonna pay that price, so and I don't think he minds, like, running back McCaffrey. But because Bake got McCaffrey for a first rounder, bro, you're not gonna be able to flip him for a king's ransom when we know what you paid for him, you know?
Yeah, and I just don't think that yeah. I don't think a lot of people like at least me, because he had hit me up and was like, "Hey, interested in CMC?" I said, "For sure," but he wanted, I think he wanted Joe Burrow and Travion Henderson for CMC. I'm like, "Bro,
That makes
that's
that
kinda
like that doesn't
yeah,
even make
that ain't gonna
sense.
work out for me at all." Like, that's just shipping my future away, and, like, I can get more points with Joe Burrow than CMC alone, so, like, why would I do that?
Yeah, and again, like I'm a big believer in like if you trade a position, get the position back, right? Don't create another hole. So if you're gonna trade Joe Burrow, you need a quarterback. If you're gonna trade Travion Henderson, replace it with a running back. Unless you have the depth to kind of move those two for ones, but like, yeah. Like I feel like if you move Joe Burrow, bro, it'd be good to go get like a Dak Prescott, a Jared Goff, a Brock Purdy, like a good quarterback, CJ Stroud. I don't like CJ Stroud that much, but I'm saying like go get a really good quarterback plus,
But yeah,
and
for
nothing
sure.
yeah, nothing crazy, but like what it is. You know what people are willing to pay.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part right now is just trying to get people. I could see in our league, like everyone has different price points, like different price tags on their players.
Yeah.
And I think that gets in the way of trying to get actual like good deals done. I feel like
Y
because that Shiva, bro, he sent me a few trades and I'm like,
Mhm.
bro, like I think it was mostly I think his biggest trade asset for the trade was like Mark Andrews. And I'm like, bro, like I don't really need a
Yeah.
Mark Andrews like that.
Yeah.
Like I got Dalton
Who's trading
Schultz.
Yeah.
I think Dalton Schultz is maybe a little less production, but like I can get away with a Dalton Schultz. You know what I'm saying?
We've been in the league for a long time. Those type of trades, like, they just don't make any sense. And like, honestly, now since we've been in it like this are going on in year 3, like I get annoyed when I see trades like that. And then I just don't like. I'm probably not going to trade with Boy because it's like, come on, maybe you got to get better at your trades before I start like even looking at them. So I take that into consideration a lot, bro. Like if I see trades that just don't make sense and they're being sent to me, then I won't even like consider it because it's like you got to learn how to trade first before we could even like talk about moving a so
Yeah, and so when you say you gotta learn how to trade first, because I agree with you, and I have a thought process on it, but, like, what do you mean by that when you say that?
like learn how to
How do
trade.
you trade in Dynasty? What's the correct way in your opinion?
So like for me, I create like tiers with my players, right? So like let's look at my trade. Let's say I'm Jack Boys. I got James Cook in that like tier 1, tier 2 running back, and I got Chase Brown in like that tier 3, tier 4. So it's like I want to get a similar tier type player plus or like if I'm trading James Cook, it's smart to go get a running back in the same like, okay, so he got James Cook plus somebody, right?
Yeah, I'm
So,
gonna pull up a tier chart right here too,
yeah,
so we could see this live.
I think it makes sense to trade in tiers so you know what you're trading for. Like, homie sent me Cam Ward and what was it? Cam Ward and Mark Andrews, right? And he asked for Michael Penix, Kirk Cousins, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, Alton Kincaid, and a third round pick, right? So
Mhm.
so it's like, I'm not even gonna like that doesn't even make sense at all. Like you're getting a wide receiver one and Pittman. You're getting DJ Moore, who's in my opinion, he's a pretty good receiver. He probably gets traded this year. Then you're asking for Michael Penix and you're asking for a top tier tight end for two players. Like it just doesn't even make sense to me. But like if you look at I mean, pull up that tier. There you go. Can you zoom into that? Or like click it?
Yeah, let's see if I can zoom into this one right here. It's some
Okay. So yeah, so this is exactly what I do. So I build tiers with my players, right? So if I want to tier up, like if I want to go get I have Kyron Williams and I want to go get maybe Devon Achin, I'm gonna trade Kyron Williams plus a player to go up. And if
to
I'm
get to
gonna
this
go
level. Yeah.
yeah, and if you're gonna tier down, then I want Kyron Williams. Like you gotta work in tiers,
Plus
bro.
like a
Like you
wide
wanna
receiver that's on this tier as well or something like that.
yeah, so, like, I know if I have Kyron Williams and I wanna go get, let's say, Devon Achin, he's not gonna accept Kyron for Devon Achin. So that's, like, why would I even send that, right? So, I know that, like, if I'm gonna, like, lose Devon Achin, I wanna get a player in that tier or a little bit lower just to, like, not lose that positional value, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's why, like, for instance,
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's oh, go ahead.
my trade sorry, last year I made a trade with Jimmy, right? It was CD Lamb and AJ Brown. And to me, I had CD Lamb and AJ Brown in the same tier. So he added DK Metcalf to that. And to me, I'm like, okay, cool. No brainer. Same tiers. I'm not losing positional value. Plus I'm getting DK Metcalf. That's a good trade for me. Accepted. You look at Jack Boy's trade. He traded James Cook and here they have James Cook and Chase Brown in the same tier. So he gets that same tier plus Terry McLaurin,
Yeah,
you know?
this tier is not updated, obviously, because this is a little
No, there's no way.
yeah, yeah.
But I just think you gotta build on tiers and kinda
Yeah,
go
yeah, yeah.
from that and just kind of it makes more sense. It kinda gives you a clear direction. I know a lot of people use, like, keep, trade, cut, but I think that's, like, childish. Um and it's like kind of gimmicky. I don't like that. I just use like real ass tier systems. Look at the players and go from there. Because what keep trade cut will do will like fluctuate like a stock market, you know. So like you look at Luther Burden. Luther Burden's cool. I think he's nice. But Roma Dunze's hurt. I bet you they have like Luther Burden like way up there because he's been snapping. So then someone might be like, oh, I'm gonna go trade Luther Burden for fucking CD Lamb. And if somebody sees like, "Oh, wow, Luther Burden's balling, yeah, Imma trade CeeDee Lamb for Luther Burden straight up," like, you made a dumb trade. Like, you weren't thinking smartly. Look at the tiers, like, they're not even in the same category,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah,
That's
and,
just
and, like, just to, like, expand on that a little bit because, like, I still think Brian Thomas Jr. is super good, but he's also a good example of, like, why you don't wanna, like, get too hyped on young players, in my opinion.
yeah, give him some
Because,
time.
bro, I was looking at his production. I think he last year he threw up like 230 fantasy points. This year he's at like 130.
And
And who knows,
honestly, the
bro, if he'll ever have as good of a rookie year again. Like you really don't know. But people,
yeah, they overreach. They overreach,
yeah, people
and
like you
that's why,
could have
like
oversold him at the end of last season like crazy.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's cool to get those young players, take the gamble, see how it is, roll the dice, but, like, you see it a lot in redraft, like, I see people reaching for, like, Omarion Hampton in the first round, Ashton Genty, and I'm like, "Dang, like, I'm gonna get crazy value in the second round, third round because you reach," and the same thing about these young players is, like, they get so excited and they don't even give it, like, any time to, like, marinate, and they trade, like, these veterans and not even veterans, bro, like, CeeDee Lamb's not a veteran, they're older, Jay Jettis is not a veteran, but they
Yeah.
get like
They're
they
like in
trade
their
these
prime, bro. They're like
yeah,
their
and they trade
prime years.
and they're like, "Oh shit, I wanna get young. I wanna get so young." Like Dynasty, you always wanna get young, and it's like, "Shit, you're never gonna win." In my opinion, but I mean, who am I? Just the league champ. Because it's like, man, how come people don't want just players that are balling right now? Like, it doesn't make sense. I know,
So
like,
let me
they
ask you about because that was the last thing I wanted to ask you about was what do you think is a for Seabrooks to sell Devontae? Like, what do you think is a reasonable price point for Devontae? Because he's up there production wise. I think he's probably top 10 this year.
yeah. And so, like, okay, I think like a Devontae doesn't make sense for a team that's rebuilding or younger. I think Devontae makes sense for like Phillips' team, Jack Boy's team. I mean, any team that thinks they're contending and wants a player for like 1 to 2 years. Even C. Brooks, like I think Devontae on C. Brooks' team is perfect. Now, if I was trading that, I would ask for maybe like a first, lower end first, second, or maybe go get like a good wide like, would you take Roma Dunze for Devontae Adams? I might trade Devontae Adams for Rome just to take the risk on it. I don't know.
I don't think I
I
would
don't
do
think
that personally.
yeah, I don't think you would do it, but that's like the type of player, like if I were C Brooks that I would be like targeting, maybe he could take a risk on like a younger player that could pop.
But
But
I actually don't think that's a bad trade,
no, it's
actually.
not.
I actually
It's
don't
not.
think that's a bad trade.
But it's a bad
I think
trade.
for me, it just boils down to preference, I feel
Yeah,
like.
who
But
do you
Devontae
prefer?
is more proven, though.
He is more proven. And it's like,
Yeah.
do you think you can compete next year and the following year? Because you got a 2 year, 3 year window with like Devontae. See, those are the type of veterans I'm willing to move off where you're thinking like veteran, like, okay, Mike Evans, Alvin Kamara, who else? Devontae Adams, Matthew Stafford, like these old heads that still have like good production left, but the window's like pretty small. But like I'll see people like, oh, I saw someone today say like, yeah, I gotta move James Cook. He's 26. It's like, what? Like,
Nah, bro,
no.
he's good for another 3, 4 years, honestly.
Yeah, honestly. And it's like,
Especially these running backs, how far they're going these days. Like CMC still, you know what I mean? Like he's what, 9?
yeah, like I
Like,
would trade.
yeah,
It's just
bro.
like you just gotta pay the right price. And everyone has this like crazy price points for these players. And like I think if you do that, you're never gonna be able to trade and you never get better. I mean, like, I don't know. I like that's why I sent that trade to Jack Boys. Like, I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm gonna send a good trade because I want that like reputation of like, okay, he sends good trades. And if I don't see that back and that's not reciprocated, then I won't make deals with those players. And I think like, Beeman Bullies was like, oh, well, like the longer we get into this fantasy thing, like you're always trying to win now, the longer we get in, like you're going to struggle because you don't have like draft picks. And it's like, yeah, I don't have draft picks like in 2026 and 2027, but I got all my draft picks in 2028. So like I'm trying to win now. Right. And by winning now, like I won this year, I'm already up $700, bro. I could play for 7 years and be even. But if I'm trying to win for the next 5 years, why am I going to give my money away for free? And just like not ever win a championship and just try to like get younger dudes all the time and like draft picks and like play like I feel like people play Dynasty like it's a video game, you know? Like they get cute, like they're like really GMs, but it's like let's just go get good players, let's make good trades. Let's like, be real. So that's just my thought
Yeah, I mean,
process.
you gotta try to, I
Try to
think
win
like,
now.
yeah, you gotta try to make moves to win because like you see it pan out in real life with real teams, bro. Like look at like this just comes to mind, but like the Charlotte Hornets, bro. Like, bro, they're never gonna win. You know
Yeah,
what I
because they
mean?
keep like
And then you
they
look at
keep
the Lakers, and we shipped away a lot of our talent, but we got some chips out of it. We've never been. OKC is a good example of they really built it like from the ground up, but that's far and few in between. I feel like, but
Yeah, I think like there are players to move. I think like Seabrook's moving Devontae Adams and shopping him is smart. Older player, see what you could get for him. If you don't get the right pricing that you think, because like Shay, he hates. Well, he doesn't hate Devontae Adams, but he's like, bro, I'm not going to trade for an old head. Like, I'm not giving a first for an old head.
I
And
would
like
low
for
key give a first for Devonte Adams, bro.
Shay's team though, I don't think that makes sense. I think that's a smart move for Shay to be like, dude, I'm not going to give a first for Devontae. Like, come on, you know. But I could see like you can get it. You can get a first for reals. It just depends on like where you think your team's at. And I think like for Shay, he's still like building, figuring out his team. So he's not going to trade that like asset that's like tradable. He could draft with it. So you just got to think about your team and be smart. Like Jimmy, if Jimmy had like a Devonte Adams, I'm sure he would trade a first for him. If I had picks, maybe I trade a first for Devonte. But like these younger kind of teams, like you're not gonna risk it all. But I would take a flyer. Shit, I'll give him Rome.
I'm not gonna send it to him right now. I'm gonna wait till after the season because who knows, bro? If he
Yeah,
even
let's see
comes
how his
back
injury
next
it
year,
is.
like I
See
don't
how his
even.
injury it is. And you don't want to
That's
give
the
away
biggest
all.
thing.
Yeah, you don't want to give away all your assets right now and like not even know like because by the rookie draft people are gonna get excited and like and but if you can get a deal done now, you can get a lot of good value because it's uncertain. So you're like kind of gambling. We really are gambling right now, taking risks because like James Cook could get hurt in the playoffs right now, and that fucks me up. So it's like, but those gambles can also win you a league. And I built a lot of my roster in the off season. When I took a last place team to first place, I did a lot of the shopping in the off season, bro. So, but it was a gamble. at the end of the day.
Yeah, bro.
Because I do want Joe Burrow, bro. I'll be honest. But
Interesting to see what happens.
it does I know it makes sense to hold them, and I'm not like in a rush to go crazy. I don't know. I'm excited. I could run I don't mind running back Dak and Jared Goff again. I actually think Jared Goff's going to play a lot better next year because Dan Campbell is their offensive coordinator right now, calling the plays, and that fool don't know what the hell he's doing. So I think next year they bring in somebody who knows what they're doing, let them handle it, let the right person
Yeah.
handle the play calling, and I think Jared Goff plays better. I think Dak Prescott is gonna play better because their offense is nice. I think with another year under their belt and,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
their offense is super nice.
bro, so and Dak, I think CeeDee Lamb gets better. I think we'll see what happens with Pickens. I think that offense is gonna click even more next year. So, I don't mind keeping, Dak Prescott and Jared Goff for next year, but I'm also aware of, I do probably need a positional upgrade there. So we'll see how it goes. I'm curious to see, what you do if you make any roster changes, because you got a fun team to play with where you're at that teeter-totter stage, to be real.
Yeah, I got a good little mix of young and old and some question marks.
Yeah, and just figuring it
So
out.
we'll
So that's
see.
why
We'll see what happens, bro.
yeah, I'm really, honestly to see how, those playoff teams that, were kinda there, I wanna see how they get to the top. I'm excited to see, the moves you make. I'm excited to see, what Bake does, Seabrook, Shea, those teams that are, kinda right there on the outside looking in and see, how do they navigate? And then I'll be taking notes too. I'll look at a lot of what you guys do and what you guys say and, what your teams needs. Like, Jack Boys again, he posted "Oh, I'm trying to move Keenan Allen." So I'm like, right there, bro needs a wide receiver. Let's go make it happen, you know? So we'll see how the league goes. But I'm telling you, I'm running it back. I'm running it back. Yeah, I'm gonna run it back. So what's the score right
We
now for
will
this
see,
game?
bro. We will see.
Can can you pull up this game really quick before we go? You know what's crazy, bro, about this game is that
It's
the
yeah, I'm
Bucks
actually gonna go put it on because winner goes to the playoffs.
no, well, dude, the Bucks
We
can
got
still
bro, 7-10.
Carolina?
7-10.
Who's winning? I
Bucks
don't
are up 7-10.
can you,
The
pull
Bucks.
up any stats? I can't see your screen. What is, Bucky doing?
Yeah,
I'm
you see it?
curious. No, it's white for me. Let me see. Oh, maybe I'm not zoomed out.
Can you
Okay,
see my
cool.
screen or no?
Yeah, yeah. Can you go to player stats real quick? I'm curious to see what Bucky's doing
Stat
because he's available, league. Just come get him. Let me see. Rico Dawdle's having a good game.
10 for
Bucky
29.
okay, look at his receiving, though, because he gets a lot in the pass catching. Kate Otton's playing good. Shout out to Shea Presty. Bucky, okay.
See, that's why
Kate
I wanna
Otten.
let things settle down because bro,
Yeah,
Rashad
let's
gonna
settle
be a
down. See
free
what's up.
agent. We'll see what happens, but
Well, this is what I was saying about this game. It's crazy that the Buccaneers could
I
win.
actually like this whole Jalen McMillan too, actually. What's up?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's a good player. I think they just have a lot of mouths to feed. I do think that team is going to play a lot better next year because their offensive line is banged up. Offensive line is banged up, so you're going to see Bucky not having a good. Bucky's not going to play that well. Those receivers, Emeka, he's having a down couple games, but they're going to be good next year. I would be buying shares of the Buccaneers. I like them. And Baker's hurt, bro. And Baker's nice, so we'll
Yeah,
see
I
how
think
it
they're
goes.
yeah, he's been hurt.
I like Tedero McMillan. See, Brooks got Rico Dottle. He made a trade for Rico Dodwell, or however you say his last
Yeah,
name.
that's a good
So I see Seabrooks. I see Seabrooks,
yeah,
what you're trying to
Dowdle,
do.
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, bro, we'll see how it goes. Playoffs are ending. Our league is active. Like I said, I'm not afraid to trade anybody on my team and treat it like a redraft. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, bro. It's gonna be exciting year 3. Friendly fades on weekly. You know, people could just subscribe, hit
Yeah, we'll
that
do a live
button.
trade session too.
Yeah, we need more people to subscribe. Maybe
Yes, sir.
put some food on our table. Hit the like and subscribe button. So we'll stay tuned.
Yeah, we gotta continue to deliver the value.
Yep, and we will. And you can win your leagues by watching this, bro. Honestly, first to worst, 1 year rebuilds.
Yeah, season 2, we'll probably do a few more episodes and we'll revamp and get into season 2 and make it more meaningful, a little more valuable for folks.
I mean, bro, if somebody tunes in and they really listen, they could win their league. Cause I'm giving you the blueprint for free. This could be this shit could be on Patreon pretty soon. So I was I would just try to search this shit, tune in, and just lock in and listen too. Cause a lot of people don't listen. Like Bake, he don't listen at all. So leave it there. Stay tuned.
All right, bro. Well, enjoy the rest of your day then.
All right, go Buccaneers. Hey,
Watch these games
Bucky's,
tonight. We'll see what happens.
let's go. Bucky's gonna have a big game. Ghost.
Goes.